Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga Section. I'm here today to bring you the review for One Piece Manga Chapter 990. 10 away. We are 10 chapters away from the big 1,000. I wonder what that chapter is going to be like. Something special has to happen with Chapter 1,000, but we are 10 chapters away from that. There is more than 10 weeks left within the year, I think. But we don't get a chapter every week, so 1,000 is definitely not dropping until next year, because for next week, for example, there is no chapter, so 1,000 is not dropping until 2021. It would have been nice to drop in 2020. I don't know, I see something more special about it dropping in 2020 rather than 2021, but it is what it is. Let's talk about this chapter. So we start off with the chapter, and we have Sasaki. Now he's been freed. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about this guy, but upon reading this part of the chapter, I remembered what exactly happened to him previously, with him being captured by what's his name? Denji, I think his name is. And I remember back then commenting on the fact that how these guys, the Toby Ropo, are supposed to be strong, but because he was captured so easily, it came across as him being weak. So when that happened, it was me questioning their strength there. But he's been freed, and basically what I'm trying to say here is that he's got some redeeming to do, at least for me anyway. So, but he's been freed, and we'll see what he does. So then we flip over to the Kaido stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, the Kaido stuff could have been more impressive. So we see Kaido, we see Numbers, we see Jack, we see Minx Sulonged out, and everybody's attacking. Like I said, this could have been more impressive. Kaido don't do much. It's just basically the Minx attacking the Numbers, and this little portion of the chapter could have been more impressive. What is impressive about it, the impressive bit about this chapter, I mean this bit of the chapter, and it's not that impressive, is the whole fact where you have Jack, he's making his way through you some Minx, and then you see Kinemon is stance of 2 attack, and now because of that, the Kinemon burst Jack fight has grown a little bit of interest to me, but we don't get that. If you count what happened on Zao as Neko and Dogstorm vs Jack Part 1, we are going into Neko and we're going into Part 2. We're going into Part 2. That's what is hinted at. And this time, although they have lost an arm and a leg, they are Sulonged out, so they are strong in stronger forms than previously. So we should get a bigger and badder battle, hopefully. And as for the Sulong forms and what they look like, we don't get a full reveal. They are shadowed out within this chapter. But it's like I said previously, where I reckon that the most impressive Sulong forms that we will see throughout all the Minx present will be Neko and Dogstorm. So that's probably what it is going to be. Then we have the King and Queen stuff, but more importantly, the X-Drake stuff within this chapter. Because at first we have, I think that's Who's Who, saying that, it's time to get Queen mode. Just basically, with the Toblerone stuff and the King and Queen stuff in this chapter, it's just basically us finding out the audience that they know. They know that X-Drake is a double agent. They know they can't trust him, and they basically try to kill him in this chapter. And what was funny was when X-Drake tried to he's diffing out, and then he's thinking back to what Kobe said about Luffy, and he's like, I actually need Luffy right now. He's like, please, Luffy, let me join you. I'm by myself right now. Let me fight by your side. Please protect me. He's basically asking man to protect. Luffy's like, What's wrong with you, brother? And now it's got me thinking, because when this happened, it got me thinking just how strong is X Drake, because he took out a number. At least I think these are numbers. He took out a number, and it was in parallel with when Luffy took out a number as well. So I automatically thought to myself, okay, so what is X Drake as strong or like capable of feats of strength as a gear for Luffy? But I quickly had to dismiss that idea simply because I thought it was ridiculous. And just more facts to prove that he was having a hard time with Raid Suit Sanji. So I don't think that's the case, unless it was just pretending to have a hard time with Raid Suit Sanji. I don't know, but yeah, I quickly dismissed the idea because I thought it was ridiculous for the most part. So with in regards to him joining Team Luffy, I'm for it. Simply because from way early on within this arc, I have said to myself, Lu- uh, no, I'm not, I've said to myself, I will be upset if Luffy defeats Kaido 1-on-1. Simply because I have stated, I've it's in my mindset that Luffy is not strong enough for this fight, and this is when Wano first begun. As the arc has gone on, I can acknowledge Luffy has gotten stronger, but I do not still think it's not to a point where he can take out a Yonko by himself. He got one shotted by Kaido. I don't know how much time has passed, but it's just it wouldn't make sense for him to beat Kaido by himself. So that's basically given birth to what I've always preferred to happen, and that would be for all the supernovas present to be the ones that defeat Kaido. So that would be Luffy, no, not Sanji, sorry, I'm lying. Luffy, Zoro, Killer, Kid, Law, Hawkins. Yes, I know Hawkins is still Team Kaido, but he goes with it. He goes with the probability he tells him to go. So the probability changes. He would jump ship and he would join them as well. And Scratch Apu as well. And yes, I know even more so Scratch Apu is Team Kaido. But just in my head, I would have liked it to be D7 against Kaido, and the victory goes that way. Similar to if you saw the movie, the newest One Piece movie, where you had the supernovas, all of them, in fact, versus Douglas Bullet. They got worked, but they don't have to be like that this time around. Them seven combined can be strong enough to first Kaido. Yeah, just one more thing I do want to mention about the chapter is the whole straw hat stuff, if you can call it that. That basically just played a role to just let us know. Even Leafy even states it out to us. Back then, we had problems fighting giants. We had to fight them as a group, but not anymore. Now, I don't think that definitely means they have an easier time with giants. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. But I think when it comes to, because obviously Luffy can now solo a giant, so I'd assume that Zoro can also solo a giant. Sanji can also solo a giant. Jinbe as well, but basically the rest of the crew, maybe like maybe the ones that I didn't mention could not solo a giant because they're a group, but as them as a group could be a giant as well. But obviously, because it's plainly stating to us as well that they will now have an easier time with giants than they did back then, which is cool. But I thought this chapter would have had more focus on just Straw Hat stuff, simply because that's where we left off last chapter with that beautiful. I think it was a double page of them just reunited. So I thought would have got some Straw Hat epicness within this chapter, but that is not what we got at all. So overall, this chapter turned out to not be what I was expecting it to be. Not a bad chapter, but it was just basic. It was just basic. We're just rolling with the punches still. And although I guess you could say the fighting has started, it's not that great yet. I'm waiting for some one-on-one full-on fights. We need that now. So I'm gonna give this chapter a 3-star rating and call it a review. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.